Hey, welcome into the Rockstarflipper YouTube channel, everybody. Today is Tuesday. It's October 16th, 2018, and I want to make sure that you guys understand where we are because this is one of the nation's most iconic stores. They've been around a long time. You guys know it is Sears, the Sears company, and sadly, yesterday on the 15th, they announced that they are going out of business. They missed a $134 million creditor payment and they are filing for bankruptcy. They're closing on top of the already 200 and some odd stores they closed. They're gonna be closing the rest of the stores unless something really drastic happens, which don't count on it. They just couldn't compete. So I wanna take you guys inside. I wanna take a look at what they have going on inside the store, and then I'm gonna take you over to my computer and show you the breakdown of what's going on with Sears and the announcement that they're going bankrupt into bankrupt protection, and we'll see what happens and see where they go from here. But it looks like another one bites the dust. Sears. All right, so in here in the men's section of Sears, before they go out of business, check out all the cool graphic shirts that they sell. All the superheroes, Donkey Kong. They're only $9.99, they're on sale. As we circle around, they've got some cool UFO shirts. Five Nights at Freddy's, or whatever that's called. More superhero shirts. Thor, Ghost Rider, all superhero. These are all rocker shirts like Kiss, Aerosmith, Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles, Green Day. Lots of music shirts, Black Sabbath down there. I think that's Andre the Giant, right? It is. MTV shirts do really well. These are only $6.99. That's pretty cool. There's some Ric Flair. Woo, the Nature Boy. Ric Flair. I kind of like that shirt, actually. Some of these dress shoes are $19.99, which isn't bad, especially if you're buying them to wear them. $19.99 all the way down the line. They're simply styled, but you guys could look those up. I'm not sure that there's any real opportunity for retail arbitrage necessarily. Everlast memory foams, $19.99. Really good price if you're into any of these brands or these shoes. Everything is on sale, $19 and $20. Brand new polo shirts for $9.99. Again, if you're looking for stuff to wear, actual polos are $12.99 and $19.99. More of them. Still have the 6-month financing and the spend 40 get 40 member rewards. Nothing is as if they're going out of sale or out of business yet. So after going inside the store, it's not set up for going out of business sale yet. There's no obvious signs, if you didn't see this video or didn't watch the news, that you would know they're going out of business. A lot of stuff on sale, but nothing extraordinary. It's good prices. And if you want some personal items, you certainly can get them. But nothing obvious yet. It's probably gonna take weeks or months until things, you know, the big going out of business sign throws up, the deep discounts. After seeing the prices in there, there's not really any retail arbitrage opportunities yet, but they could be coming because some of those prices are not terrible. I'm gonna do some research tonight on eBay and see what some of this brands and stuff are selling for currently, and then see where they would need to be for me to retail arbitrage it. But hopefully we'll be back and we'll see what they're doing once they do go out of business and they put up those signs. In the meantime, let's go to my computer and check out the story about the bankruptcy announcement from yesterday, Monday the 15th. Let's check it out. All right, so here we are, NBC News, Sears announcing they declare bankruptcy, and a lot of workers saw it coming. I think a lot of us saw Sears going out of business, you know, when they closed like 180 stores last year. I'm just gonna pull a few of the important notes. I'll link this story down below. I liked NBC's story on it because they actually had an interview with a worker that had been there for 38 years, almost 40 years, a 70-year-old worker who, you know, has seen the ups and downs of Sears. And the time when they took over the Chicago Sears Tower, the tallest building in Chicago and the US at the time, it may have been the tallest building in the world, I can't remember, but it's no longer called the Sears Tower. They couldn't keep up the payments on leasing it. They moved to other headquarters. They had 350,000 employees at that time, and now they have 90,000 who are all gonna be looking for a job. It's very sad. But when you listen to what this guy says, Basically, Sears ignored Walmart and Target's rise in the 90s and the early 2000s. They ignored Amazon. They ignored even eBay, and they did it to themselves. Some of the executives are saying that they had to pay the $4.5 billion retirement fund for the workers, which is something they should have counted on. Kind of the same thing that happens at the USPS, why the USPS loses money because they put money into the pensions and retirement funds. But this guy says, you know, for 30 some years, it put food on his table, and Sears was its high point. Everyone used to say if it wasn't at Sears, we didn't need it. And that's true. And then it turned into who cares about Sears? We only buy certain things there. His individual store where he worked produced $54 million in sales alone, just that one store. He also blames a lot of the problems on the Sears website. It was very clunky and not very clean. It wasn't user-friendly, which helped it, you know, its own demise when it was trying to compete against online websites like Amazon and eBay and even other retailers that did a better job of handling the online marketplace. Best Buy did really well on online when it started off. So that was some of the other reasons he blamed for it. Obviously, the competition from Amazon and eBay, Target, Walmart, that all crushed it. Also, they used to have, Sears had a credit card business where, you know, they ran their own credit card processing and their financing, and apparently they made over half their income from customers who bought everything on credit and financed it and paid interest. So the interest payments plus the profit they made on those purchases were over 50% of all Sears revenue profits, which was incredible. And they sold that business in 2003, the credit card processing side, to Citigroup for $3 billion. So they did get $3 billion in pocket, which is great. They obviously didn't put it to good use, but now they lost that revenue. So it's kind of like you making, you know, $10,000 a month on eBay, you make $120,000 a year. And so over the next couple of years, you're gonna make $300,000 or $400,000. Well, you know, a company comes along and says, hey, listen, we'll give you $150,000 for it right now. You're like, sweet, more than a year's income, you take it. But in a year and a half, all of a sudden, you would have had that same amount of money, and now you have nothing to show for it because you took it all in one lump sum. And so that was a huge downfall for Sears as well. And then, you know, they had, like I said, they had the Sears Tower lease payments for 25 years. It was the tallest building in the world. It's now called the Willis Tower. And that was the time that they had 350,000 employees. And then they sold the building and moved on. They currently have 90,000. The company's in $5 billion in debt. Now, some people say that it has a chance to make a comeback, but most of the people are saying don't count on it. You know, stuff like Ford and those companies, GM and Chrysler, that went out of business and got government bailouts, they were able to come back from bankruptcy. But just as we just saw Toys R Us go out in billions in debt, I don't see Sears being able to pull themselves out of the tailspin and come back from $5 billion in debt. That's kind of funny. The $5 billion in debt that they are is a little bit higher, not much higher than the $4.5 billion that they contribute to the pension retirement funds of their past employees. So it looks like the amount of money they owe is equal to exactly what they've given past employees. Now, the one sad thing is a lot of these employees had a life insurance plan, life insurance. Remember, life insurance, not their retirement pension, their life insurance that was also covered by Sears. It's no longer going to be covered. Now, the government, the U.S. government, will help through the Federal Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation cover their pensions and retirements. They will still get that, but their life insurance will be cut off. Remember, a lot of these guys are 60, 70, 80 years old. They've been working at Sears for 30, 40 years. They're going to lose what life insurance coverage they had. Now, they're welcome to pay it on their own, but because it was done through a company, it was discounted. Now they're going to have to get life insurance on their, you know, being older, it's going to cost them a boatload of money. Probably most of them aren't going to be able to cover it or afford it, and they're going to lose that. So that is, that's kind of a big downside, and that sucks for them. You know, the CEO, Eddie Lampert, just to give you guys an idea, they're kind of blaming him for the downside a little bit. He owns, here in Florida, a $40 million mansion over in Miami-Dade County. I think it's Dade County. It was the single most expensive individually sold home in all of Dade County, which is Miami, North Miami, South Beach area, if you're familiar with that area. Indian Creek Island, I believe it's called. $40 million. So when you start thinking about where that guy lives, the CEO of Sears, why they're failing in a $40 million mansion in Miami-Dade County, think about who lives in Miami-Dade, the celebrities. I mean, you're talking about LeBron James's house, some of the biggest
people in all of, you know, sports. Wayne Huizenga, the former owner of the Miami Dolphins, has a huge house there. Tons of celebrities, Birdman, Lil Wayne, you know, 10, 15, $20 million mansions. This guy has the single most expensive house sold there. P. Diddy has a house there. Rosie O'Donnell has a house there. Gloria Estefan has a huge house there. You can see it on some of the Miami tours. We've actually taken one. There are, you know, the biggest names in the world. Celine Dion have houses in that county, and his house is bigger than all of them. Meanwhile, his company is going out of business. So that kind of shows you what happens when CEOs are greedy and when they don't do what it takes to put the money back into the company and make it succeed. So rip to Sears after all these years. They are out of business. That's it. Sears declares bankruptcy. They're going to start liquidation sales. And as it comes into the news, I will update you on where and when those going out of business sales should start. If you need mannequins, if you need jewelry racks or jewelry display cases or clothing racks or any kind of signage, they should all be available coming soon to Sears. It usually takes a couple weeks to a month before they get that stuff all set up. So pay attention for November, December, for them to be liquidating everything. I was in the store today, like I said, and a ton of the merchandise was already 40, 50% off. They had Ralph Lauren polos, regular $42, marked down to $19. They had Ralph Lauren t-shirts, regular $25, marked down to $9.99. You guys saw that in the little clips that I just had. So just pay attention, drop into Sears, you know, on and off if you have one close, and just keep an eye on the prices. Could be a good chance at retail arbitrage for fourth quarter in November, even going into January when people have gift cards. So that's where we're at today. So long, so much for the memories on Sears's, you know, long history, and another one bites the dust. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a thumbs up. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel as always. And my vlog from Dallas with all the video coverage that I got will be edited and up tomorrow on Wednesday, October the 17th. I'm still working on editing it. I had like 50 clips. So look for that tomorrow. And if you're subscribed, you'll get the notification. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.